you've already covered like the starting point, but what is like your customer experience like as far as, they call in, Casey answers the phone, she gets them booked in Marquette, you go give the estimate. I guess if you could kind of talk a bit about like your process from there, like, what's your estimate process look like? Do you provide a free estimate? Is there some kind of, dispatch fee? And then from there, kind of what that looks like for your business and the client.
Sure. So right now, our estimate days we try to get every estimate day done on Wednesdays. That's kind of where I can like put on nicer clothes and go out and talk to people, that type of thing. So once the estimate's scheduled, of course, we show up on time and Marquette. You give them your 10 minutes out or 20 minutes out, whatever. Actually show up for the appointment on time.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've done that, customers are almost like, here's my checkbook, and just uh, we don't care what the job cost. You've shown up, so that's the whole part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But so if it's a bigger job like a bathroom remodel, things like that, we talk about options, talk about ranges, talk about budgets, and kind of get the feel for the customer. And sometimes we don't want to deal with every customer. We don't want to take every job. So we might at that point, when I go back, might say, at this time we're not taking on any new business for bathroom remodels or whatever. We might pass, but if we don't pass, my rule is we have to get something back to them within 48 hours. So and I prefer 24.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of strike while the iron's hot, because
Yeah.
what I've found is that if you show up on time, do what you say you're going to do, and get back to them within 24 hours, they're very open to almost anything that you come up with.
Mm-hmm.
They're the closing ratio is pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've done that. So we run all our estimates through Marquette. So they get the estimate within 48 hours, preferably 24. Once they have it, we have to contact them within 24 hours. And typically it's a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call and just find out if they have any other questions. Just because they always have some questions. Well, what does that include, or what does this look like? What kind of time frame? If we do decide to go with it, what are you thinking as far as when you can get it done? There are questions, and what I've found is if you get back to them within the 24 hours of receiving the estimate, it's just, again, strike while iron's hot. You're kind of keeping the momentum going, and they're more open to what you want to do.
And you're freed up though, because you've got the processes and people in the right spots where, you've got the space and the energy to really be proactive with these kind of like estimates.
Yes, and that's huge, because before I would go, I mean, I'd leave a job and I'd go to an estimate, and I'd go back to the job, and I'd back and forth. And sometimes you're not always the cleanest when you're going over there, and not that you have to be in a suit, but
Yeah.
it's it makes it a little bit better if you're looking a little more presentable when you're over, when you actually go to the estimate. So
Mm-hmm.
some people don't care, but first impressions kind of mean a lot. If you can show up with, I have a Milwaukee, like a tool bag that I carry in with like a laser measure and just all the things I need for the estimate.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks professional. It just looks like it's, it looks like I mean business when I'm there, and people kind of appreciate that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I know something Alan did, and I think your estimator does now, but they kind of come prepared at least for little things. And if there's something small that they could find during the estimate, wouldn't you just kind of like fix it up for them real quick? If it was like a super simple thing,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
just give that value.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a big thing is like closet doors that have just come off the track. Like, I'll just pop it on the track real quick for them, and they're like, "Wow, you've already solved one of my problems." Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
On the house.
definitely.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, I have a backpack in my pickup that has, an impact driver and a couple other little things in there, little sawzall and some other. It's just I can fix a lot of little things when I'm at somebody's house
Mm-hmm.
this
Right.
quick. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.